First things first, I'm going to call halal out by Shemi Yashah. That's all praise to the Heavenly Father in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, right? Go ahead and bring that up for me, bro.
Come on. This is Iraq chapter 6 and verse 16 in the GNT.
Bring it out.
A loyal friend is like a medicine that keeps you in good health.
It say a loyal friend like a medicine that keep you in good health, right? Bring that up for me. It's Sirach 37.
Go in the book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse 2. The grief caused when a close friend turns sore is as bad as death.
It say, but when you lose your friend, when you lose your companion, the niggas that keep you on your shit, basically, right? Keep you in line. The niggas that chop it up with you to make sure you're doing all right. Hey, fam, chop it up with me real quick. Give me like 2 minutes. You ever heard you an Israelite before? You ever heard you an Israelite before? Chop it up with me. Give me like 2 minutes. Now, let me get you a card. You still gonna come back? All right, I'm gonna hold you to it. All right. Right. It say,
but in the event that you feel up to it, buddy was the pro.
yeah, he was here. We talked to him before.
Oh, we talked to him?
Yeah,
Right,
yeah, he was here. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hey, bro, you got any more questions though? Or you just chilling? You just chilling? Chilling for sure. All right, that's a bit. Bring that back out for me.
God, this is Iraq chapter 6 and verse 16 in the GNT. A loyal friend is like a medicine that keeps you in good health.
It said a loyal friend like a medicine that keep you in good health, bro. You could be in the worst position in your life, but you go kick it with your niggas and you throw a couple beers back, a couple shots, it'll be the best time in the world, bro. You damn near forget everything that's going on. But it say when that friendship turns sour, it's like a grief. Losing that friend or not having that relationship anymore is damn near like death. That shit really like dying, right?
I keep going.
Yeah, go ahead.
Only those who fear the Lord can find such a friend.
They say only those who fear the Lord can find such a friend, right? Because the ones that fear the Lord, they keeping these commandments and His statutes. So now your principles as a whole person, as a man, have now been switched around. Hey, how you doing, sis? Chop it up with me real quick. Give me like 2 minutes. Know that more than likely you an Israelite. Repent for the kingdom of heaven is at hand, right? Right? Because these are brothers that keep you morally grounded. These niggas you know that ain't gonna backdoor you, ain't gotta worry about nothing. Somebody you can actually build with in life, whether it be financially, spiritually, or mentally in wisdom, right? But these are only people you're gonna find going through the Lord. Because when you look at the sense of morality of the world and what the world believe in, everybody is contrary to God and it's ultimately lawlessness. Some people have a decent sense of morality, but it's still not all the way there. Like you got some niggas that came into the truth that didn't need pork, was taking niggas hoes. But it was some niggas that was in the world that was like, nah, we ain't gonna do that, but I'm gonna eat pork. You know what I'm saying? It's different types of morality, but it ain't there. That's why I say through the Lord is where you find these companions. Because the true sense of morality that laid the foundations of the world in general, or even what America say they laws abide by, they even get those things, they're bootleg from the Bible, they bootleg from the Torah. And how you supposed to conduct yourself. Like when niggas will say, what's that, the law of the land, like you're not supposed to commit murder, stealing, blase, blase, them the laws of the land, but them they come from our Torah. That's our instruction, how we conduct ourselves, right? It say that friend, that loyal friend is like a medicine unto you, and you can only get that through following the Lord. Because ultimately your elevation is gonna come from keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's why we see in Romans 7, it says that the law is spiritual, because now that when you keep these things, now it changes your life and you're able to manifest greatness in a community and a government out of your neighborhoods, out of your families by keeping these laws, right? How you doing, sis? What you got going?
I gotta go home.
You better go home? Hey, let me get you a car real quick. And know that more than likely y'all Israelites. Repent for the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
That's right. I can go to first
right.
real quick.
Give that back for me in 37 real quick.
The book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse 2 is out of GNT.
Right.
The grief caused when a close friend turns sour is as bad as death.
They said it's as bad as death. When you lose that friend and that companionship, a nigga that you can really build, when you lose that or y'all are separated, it's like it's as bad as death. It's like, damn, a nigga I used to kick it with every week. I talk to this nigga every time I either see him, I go to camp, or every high holy day. You know what I'm saying? That's grief, bro. That's sad. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to be keeping in touch as brothers, as family, to keep lifting each other up. But once we miss one piece of the link, the whole link then it grew weaker. You know what I'm saying?
Keep going.
Go ahead.
Verse 17. A person who fears the Lord can make real friendships.
Right.
Because he will treat his friends as he does himself.
Exactly, right? The way I want to be loved and want to be treated in the same grace and mercy that I want, I now show that towards my brother. Right? But losing that, that's grief unto death, right? Yeah, go ahead, KJV. Unless you had something.
Can you read it on the top of
KJV.
Come. Book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse 6 inside the KJV. Forget not thy friend in thy mind.
Right.
Be not unmindful of him and thy riches.
It say, and in your riches, don't be unmindful of your friend. Don't be unmindful of your brother. Don't forget who your brother is once you come up, right? Same way when we get alms, or even in our law, when we get our crops, and we supposed to bring the first fruits and give it to the Lord. That's the same thing with us. When we get that first increase, the first thing we shouldn't be thinking is, damn, I'm finna go turn up. Now it's, let me see if my brothers need something. If somebody reach out, this is my first priority. I got them. Oh, we need a school. Oh, we need these tithes and we need these alms. Okay, boom, I got it. I know I got it right now. That's what my first increase is gonna be unto the Lord, right? Hey, how y'all sisters doing? Hey, y'all ever heard y'all Israelites before? Give me like 2 minutes of your time real quick. No, more than likely y'all Israelites repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
That's right.
Right? What we were talking about?
Don't forget that friend whenever you get your riches.
Yeah, whenever you get that bag, bro, don't be so quick to, yeah, it's about me. Nah, first thing, think of your God, right? Give something back to your God. Give something back to your brothers, right? Because that's how you really store them heavenly riches. That's how you really get them sins blotted out. Because it say alms cover a multitude of sins, right? And then speaking about it, go to, was it Romans 7:17? The law of spiritual, right? Because let's get back to it, right? Having real brotherly love and how that really changes who we are. Give me, matter of fact, give me 1 second, I got you. Unless you got something. I'll bring it up.
Book of Romans chapter 7 and verse 14.
Bring it up.
We know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, so under sin.
It say that the law is spiritual, right? Now, let's talk about this, right? Because our nation, our people, the Black Hispanic community, half of the time we talk to niggas, they always talking about they spiritual this, they got a damn evil eye open or whatever the hell. Niggas trying to go find that spirituality, find that power in all the things that didn't create it. Like, imagine going to a star to tell you something and you acknowledge the fact that this came from matter and somebody compiled that there. Imagine trying to draw power for a creation rather than going to the creator, right? Because that's where we go when it says our law is spiritual. Our law's been with the Heavenly Father, and he bestowed that on us when he chose us to be a people unto him. So how do we now get the blessings or the power to actually grow our nation and grow our kingdom, right? It's by keeping the law. When we go to Deuteronomy 28, we see the flip side of things in 28 and 15. These are the negative things that have come upon us if we don't keep that spirituality, we don't keep that law. But how do we now get the things that actually grow us as a community? By keeping the law, right? When we actually keep that dollar between us, right? Actually, go to Deuteronomy 28 and 1. You already there? All right, let's see the spirituality and the power of the law and what it can do for you, right? Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1.
Bring it up.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Right.
And all these blessings shall come on thee, and overtake thee.
Hey, what up, man? You clean the hell with the Columbians, bro. Hey, come chop it over real quick. Give me like 2 minutes, man. Hey, let my brothers give you a card real quick. No, more than likely y'all Israelites repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
Come.
Right.
Starting from verse 2. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee.
Right, because, our people, we always say, oh, we got to manifest. We got to speak life into things. We got to manifest. We got to manifest, right? This is a manifestation right here because this is prophecy. This is something that's going to happen, but it's going to happen under the prerequisites that the Most High God has set for us, right? Go ahead.
If thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed thou shalt be in the field.
They say, blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field, right? When we look at how we are today, we went through chattel slavery and we was cursed in the field. We got our backs beaten in. But look at the flip side. Once we start keeping the law, we'll be blessed in the city. We'll be acknowledged as the wisest people. We'll be the governors and the rulers of our city, right? And then in our field, the field of our crops, they're going to be in there working the field, bringing everything to us now, right? But that comes with unity, right? We see in Zephaniah 2, it say, gather yourself together, O nation not desired. But these things come from when we keep this law. That's where the true unity comes, and we can now uphold that. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy ground.
Hey, what up, brother? What you got going on, bro? Come chop it up with us. I got a question for you. You say you're gonna eat? Hey, come chop it up when y'all get done, right? Go ahead.
Start from verse 4. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and
Right.
the fruit of thy ground,
Right.
and the fruit of thy cattle,
And the right.
Salat, the increase of thy king, and the flocks of thy sheep.
Right.
Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store.
Everything that we touch, that's why we're gonna be in the land of milk and honey, right? The most fruitful land in the world, right? These things now come back to us when we actually start coming together and keeping this foundation. That's when we start rebuilding the household of the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native man. Keep going.
Verse 6. Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out.
Right.
The Lord shall cause thy enemies that rise up against thee
Right.
to be smitten before thy face.
Hey, what up, Boom? Hey, bro, let me ask you a question, bro. What you feel like the biggest issue in the black community is? You said unity? Bro, come chop it. Give me like 2 minutes, bro.
I gotta go somewhere.
Hey, let my brothers give you a card, then if y'all don't come back. All right. No more than likely, y'all Israelites repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
That's right.
Right.
Verse 7. The Lord shall cause thy enemies that rise up against thee.
All these enemies that rose up against us and that basically used us to gain their riches, right? Because look at our gas station. They throw us all type of poisonous paraphernalia to kill us, right? We got the East Indians, we got the Arabs, you feel me? All them that went up, they all gonna come back down, right? Damn, bro, you ain't got 2 minutes for me, bro. You done double back. Come here real quick. Let me show you something. All right, bro. Y'all be easy. Be safe out here. Right, go ahead.
Salat, rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face.
Right.
They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways.
Right. They gonna be scared, but there ain't nothing they gonna be able to do with us. Keep going.
The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, Salat, in thy storehouses, and in all that thou settest thy hand unto.
This is what all of us as a community, as a conglomerate need. This was crazy. Like literally, you can read Deuteronomy chapter 28 and get some of the biggest wisdom and knowledge you done ever got in your whole life off of one chapter.
That's right.
Because you're going to ultimately resonate with it. Every blessing that was supposed to be given to these people is what the so-called African-American man, the so-called Native man, the so-called Hispanic man, these are the things they need, because right now we in a lower state and our enemies, they above us, selling us everything that's putting us on the flip side of this, right? But this is what real manifestation is, and this is what real spirituality is, right?
That's right.
Because we're looking to get power in all these things that can't do this for us, right? We so selfish now as a nation. We doing all of this just to lead our life right and not to give nothing back. Because the majority of us got a crabs in a barrel mentality. If you look at all of our rappers, everybody in the NBA, everybody in the NFL, if you put all of their salaries together and they go to every hood in America, I can guarantee you a nigga can get $1,000 a month and it be poured back in the community within every year. That's how money niggas make. Jay-Z a billionaire. LeBron's a billionaire, right? We got, he ain't a billionaire anymore, but he got millions, right? We don't gotta give up everything, but if we wasn't so crabs in a barrel and we wasn't so, I got it out the mud, so you have to too, we will be up as a community, right? But we understand because of prophecy and certain things that can't happen. But if we were to keep the law and we were really taking in our brothers that we were seeing falling on hardships for 7 years and then releasing them when they back on their feet, that's when our storehouses can be blessed.
That's right.
That's when our land can now be blessed, because we now giving jobs and we now starting agriculture and we now doing these things to build a community and to build a government under these laws, statutes, and commandments. But that's what real manifestation is. It's not just sitting there saying something over and over and over till you see it 10 times till it fall in your lap.
That's right.
You got to actually go out there and do something, right? And our message is simply, if we really want to get out of this estate, we got to start keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
We done came out and we done done every other thing under the sun other than keep the laws. And that's why we in captivity. We sit here and wonder why we such a great nation and why we such oppressed as a people, but we not looking at what are we doing to be here, right? Because it's crazy. It make you mad, but when they say it, when white people say it, they not wrong. When damn Bloodhound Lil Jeff was ran down on a nigga, got his head blown back, they had a nigga in the comments talking, Edomite in the comments saying, damn, what are Black Lives Matter advocates? What happened to Black Lives Matter, right? They got a point. It don't matter if we want the whole world to want to care for us and to accept us and to bring us in and to give reparations, because ultimately, nigga, you don't care about your own people.
Right.
We say Black Lives Matter when somebody do us dirty, but we doing it to ourselves. The KKK at one point sent a whole letter out saying, hey, congratulations, thank y'all. We don't got to do the job anymore. Y'all doing it for us. Y'all got to get out of that crabs in a barrel mentality, right? Because that's what's keeping us where we are as a people. This is why we'll never be lifted up. Because it's niggas that's raised to be damn prophets probably, and you smoking them in the street. That shit crazy. It's niggas. How old was that nigga Tuka when he died? Tuka was like 16? 14? When you really think about it, that's crazy as hell. Imagine if y'all was 15 and then y'all got killed. We made it to 25 and we seeing things and we realizing things day by day, still learning and still growing, right? Imagine us really killing each other off at 15 years old. That's insane. But that's what happened when we disobey the laws. Go to verse 15 for me, bro.
Verse 15.
You got a precept?
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Right.
to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right? Because you got to look at it. It's another side of manifestation. Everything you manifest not always just good, right? But this is you manifesting death. This is you manifesting destruction. Give me Hosea 4 and 6 before that, right? This is you ultimately cursing your kids for generation to generation. These are the things that you manifest as well when you transgress the laws of God, right? Because one of us doing this, we only holding the nation back, right? Now imagine 100 of us breaking the law, right? It don't matter if 2 of us manifesting this by doing righteously, 100 of us doing the wrong thing. So it's going to ultimately lead, just off a numbers game, we going to end up falling before we end up rising, right?
Book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Hey, bro, how you feel about that? You feel like the black community destroyed for a lack of knowledge?
Yes.
Let me show you something real quick then, real life. You feel like you know everything? Like, come chop it up with me. It said my people destroyed for a lack of knowledge. This may be the piece of knowledge you need to hear to change your life, right? Keep going.
Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Right.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
It's crazy. That's the same nigga that have grandkids and go tell his grandkids to love everybody and treat everybody fairly, right?
Right.
But when knowledge reached out to him, when a brother wanted to share wisdom to him, it was, yeah, you know, we are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, but I don't want to hear shit you got to say. Exactly, nigga. Counterproductive as hell. Keep going. What's up, bro? Hey, chop it up with me. You got a question about these songs?
No.
How you feel about that right there, though? What did it say? He says about right. It's okay, boom, right? So if Jesus is a Negro, y'all ever seen the description in the Bible of what Christ looked like? The hair, white like woolly hair, skin that burns brass, right? So what did that say about his people that he descend from, if that's what he looked like as well? Right, because Christ was a Jew, right? So if that was at that time, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Not okay, boom, right? If Christ was depicted to have white and woolly hair and then skin of burned brass, right? What is the word I'm thinking about, bro? Yeah, white. Give me Revelation 1 and 14. Watch, let me show you something real quick. What is the word I'm thinking about? What are you talking about, like somebody's features? What is the word? What is the word? Phenotype. There we go. There we go. I can't think of it.
Book of Revelation, chapter 1, I'm going to start at verse 14.
Right.
His hair was white like wool.
So it gave you a description of his hair. It was white in color, but woolly in texture, right? What people have woolly hair? So-called blacks and Hispanics and even some native Indians, right? He is. What you mean? I don't get what you're saying though. Like, if you think about where Israel is, it's an Afro-Asiatic. It's literally in between Africa and Asia. That Nile to the Euphrates, that's all that land in between. It's an Afro-Asiatic region of the world, right? So it's like, when you think about it, because boom, the story of Christ. When Christ came onto the scene, they told Joseph and Mary, hey, go hide in Egypt because his king, he finna come and try to kill your son, right? If we look where Egypt is in Africa, right? So if he looked like that, which we can agree that he didn't, why would he tell them to go hide in Africa? obviously there were melanated people there, so you're gonna blend in because nobody knows about this baby yet. It's a brand new baby. We don't know who to look for. You get what I'm saying? So now if you look at that, look at the people over there. If you want to say anybody in Africa, they have woolly hair. That is the phenotype of the people that are over there in their land. So especially back then in antiquity, before you had like Ptolemy coming and taking over Egypt, you had so-called dark-skinned people with that type of phenotype, brown hair, woolly hair. You feel what I'm saying? Brown skin, woolly hair, right? Get that back.
Come. Revelation chapter 1, verse 14.
Break it out.
Right.
Head is hair,
Well,
white like wool,
Right, so white in color, woolly in texture, right?
as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Right, and he had an angry look at his eyes if you want, right?
Come, and his feet like unto fine brass.
Now, what color is brass? It's a brownish color, right? So he had feet like in a fine brass. And you can say the same color of your feet as the rest of your skin, right? Oh, yeah.
As if they were burnt in a furnace.
But now it's skin like fine brass as if it was burned in a furnace. You take brass and you burn it, what is gonna come out of it? Like think of that. Like if you took a lighter to a quarter, penny, nickel, whatever, what comes onto it? It goes black. It turns black. So Christ is depicted to have brown skin, dark brown skin, and woolly hair, right? Keep going.
Come. And his voice as the sound of many waters.
And he has a very austere voice. Now, if you go off of that, what demographic of people does that fit? That would be black people. So that's why I asked you, if Christ looked like that, what does that mean to the rest of the people? Because he was king of the Jews, right? So if we look at that, if that's what the king of the Jews look like, what do the rest of the Jews look like? They would have to look the same. You get what I'm saying? Give me Matthew 15 and 24, right? Because this is why this is really important. They'll give you this and then make God and Christ all inclusive, right? But Christ didn't come with that. And give me Matthew 10 and 5. Real quick. I ain't gonna make this too long. I'm gonna get y'all. Check this out. Real life. Appreciate that.
Yeah, let me hear what he's saying, man.
But Matthew chapter 15, verse 24.
Break it out.
What letters? What color are the letters, bro?
Red letters.
Y'all know what red letter means, right?
That means he's speaking.
Christ speaking, right? Boom. Check this out.
But he answered and said,
Yeah, when you ever see red letters in the Bible, that means Christ is speaking. Yeah, boom.
But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Out of Christ's own mouth, he said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel, right? Check this out.
This is Matthew chapter 10 and verse 5. These 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying,
Right.
Go not into the way of the Gentiles,
Right.
and into any city of the Samaritans,
Right.
enter ye not,
Right.
but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Christ's whole mission was to send the 12 disciples out of him to come himself and die and be resurrected for the Israelites, right? And the Israelites are comprised of Jews and the Israelites. The word Jew you get from the words Judah, right? That's the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, right? These are the Jews, right? And then you have the northern kingdom of Israel, and they will be Israelites. All Jews are Israelites, but not all Israelites are Jews, right? But Christ is king to all of them. That's who he died and resurrected for, right? So that's why it's important to know Christ was a melanated black man. Give me Deuteronomy 28 real quick too, right? Christ was a melanated man according to the scriptures, and he was a Jew, right? So that would also mean his people would have to have these same Negroid features, quote unquote. He had to, and then he said out of his own mouth, I'm only sent for the lost sheep of the house of Israel, right? Check this out though.
20 and 1.
Go to verse 15.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15.
Right.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
We Bible believers, right? So we believe any prophecy is not going to come back void. God is all true and all knowing. Right? Okay, boom. Well.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
So it was just told, Moses is telling the Israelites right now, from Genesis to Deuteronomy, that's called the Torah. That's the instruction given to the Israelites. Moses telling the children of Israel right now, look, it's gonna happen. This is prophecy. If y'all don't listen and do what God tell you to do, you're gonna be put under curses, right? Check this out.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right. Go to straight to verse 68.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
This is one of these curses that was going to fall upon the Israelites.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Y'all familiar with the story of Moses? Y'all know what happened with what the Israelites were going through while they were in Egypt? They was going through slavery. They was going through bondage. That word Egypt is Matazarium, right? It means to be between a rock and a hard place or double straits, right? Ultimately, captivity. It said that the Israelites you're going to go into Egypt again, but this time you're going with ships. So this time, instead of being, y'all go see this old Egypt again. This Egypt, this bondage you're going to, you're going into it by motor ship, and this is what's going to happen.
Con, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
You're not going to see this old Egyptian captivity. It's a new captivity, right?
And there ye shall be sold into your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
So we say you're going to go into captivity on ships, and then after that, you're going to be sold for bondmen and bondwomen unto your enemies. What demographic of people got taken on ships, brought to a land, and sold on auction blocks, and still there to this day? We did. This is a prophecy that the Israelites was going to have to go to.
Right.
Christ is a black man, and he's a Jew, and his people were told if they didn't follow the law, statutes, and commandments, they were going to be brought in captivity on ships. This is why it's so important to know who we are and to not say, oh, we're just black, we not niggas. You know what I'm saying? But we're God's chosen people. We're really God's on earth, and this earth was made for our benefit. We're the real children of God, right? So if breaking the law and not doing what God said got us here, how we get out of this?
Right.
I'm asking a question though. How we get out of this? Keep the commandment. All praise. Give me Psalms 110. Go ahead. What you got to say, bro?
I'm trying to see what.
It's Sakari. That means dagger.
That's all okay.
Yeah, with the school of Sakari, right? The Sakari, they were a band of ancient zealots in the Rome during the Masada. That was our final fortress of us trying to basically get our land back from the white man. Ultimately.
What you want? Psalms
110. Fear the God, the fear of the Lord. That's Psalms 110, ain't it?
Merciless in my right hand.
Is it 111? 111 to 10, Salah.
Book of Psalms, chapter 111, and verse 10.
Break it out.
Right?
Fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
That's the beginning of wisdom, is the fear of the Lord, right? Because y'all know what wisdom is, right? What wisdom means? It's the application of knowledge. Like, wisdom is like this. Okay, boom. Knowledge is, I know tomatoes are fruit, but wisdom is, I know not to put it in my fruit salad. Now you're applying that, right? So it says the beginning of the fear of the Lord is wisdom, right? So these laws, statutes, and commandments, they guide us, right? And when we apply them to our life, that's how we know we truly fear the Lord. The same way when we have kids and you want them raised up a certain way, you put a certain discipline in them so now they carry that on. There's the same thing with us being the children of Israel. He gave us a law. This is how we conduct ourselves. This is how we show we love and we fear the Most High God, right? Keep going.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Right.
And good understanding have all they that do his commandments.
Right, and you have a good understanding when you do his commandments, because you'll see now that this life that we was raised up in, everything that's being propagated to us has all been for our downfall. Rap culture, hip hop culture. We out here killing each other. Look at the foods we eat. They got damn baconators every commercial. You know what I'm saying?
We back in the Bible days, man.
They never stop. You get what I'm saying? Because when you deal with the Bible, it also deals with regeneration. Right, we the same souls that been here over and over again, but we need to get it right because.
Let me give you something though.
Go ahead, chop it over.
Let me give you something. I listen to everybody.
Give me Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
From Louisiana to California, Vegas, here.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
No, listen, I'm gonna tell you now.
You good? Okay, sorry. We're gonna give you a flyer, bro. Let me get y'all one more real quick.
As far as like,
bring that out real quick.
The book of Genesis.
Yeah.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
My bad, bro.
No, I'm listening.
Fear God and keep the commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
Right, boom. That's a whole duty of man's for a fear God and keep it. I just wanted to get that for them because they was finna jet off. But now what you had to say, bro? Yeah.
This is my thing for all of us, even y'all, them, is what y'all saying, like, it's almost like saying what's 1 + 1 = 2.
Right, you feel me? That's the truth.
We should know that already.
Yeah.
the word y'all speaking, we should know that.
1 Kings 8 and 47.
But what we ain't speaking is what we and y'all and everybody else and all of us start speaking on Revelations, man. That is scared of. They're scared of that. Don't give them what they already know.
We got to though. Let me show you something. Give me Hebrews 5 and 12. Check this out real quick. Step back, give me a couple steps back, bro.
No, we should know that.
Couple steps back.
We should know that though.
You good?
We should know that. We should know.
Yeah, we smooth. Yeah.
No, listen. As far as the book of Genesis, Jesus, and all that, we should know that.
You good.
Give what they don't know. Everybody, what they scared of. Give them Genesis. Give them Revelation.
Watch this.
Nobody preaches on that.
This is why we can't do that though, bro. Check this out.
Give them
Look at Hebrews chapter 5 verse 12.
Yeah.
For when for the time you ought to be teachers,
Right.
you have need that one teach you again.
So when you want to be a teacher, you got to be taught again, right? Keep going.
Which be the first principles of the oracles of God.
You got to go back to the first principles in those laws, statutes, and commandments, the things we should have known, right? Keep going. Watch this.
And are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat.
Because they need milk, not of strong meat. We can't go deep dive into revelations and the things that they're scared of. Now we got to wean them in with the small things that they wasn't aware about and get them to realize who they are and to put that culture and that God back in them. So now that they start striving and looking for these more and more on their own. So they got that true zeal and that true fear of God in them. And now they can increase because we can't force the increase. So we can't just give them boom, bam, what you scared of? Nah, you an Israelite. Christ was a black man. He died for you. Keep the law. You feel me? Real life.
Don't scam. Don't give them Revelation.
Yeah.
Scare the shit out of them.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that, yeah. Hey, like, this nigga tripping. He talking about a damn dragon and a woman riding the drone. He know what's going on, right? You feel me?
That's real. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you can go. And I'm glad.
What's up, bro? You got a question about what you see, though? You ever heard you an Israelite before? You ever heard you was an Israelite before?
That's good.
You ever heard of the curses or like you just heard like you an Israelite just like off of Instagram or stuff? Right? Let me show you something real quick. Give me Deuteronomy 28.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 1. And this shall come to pass.
Right?
If
So Shalak, bro. From Genesis to Deuteronomy, bro, you can look this up. It's called the Torah. That's the instruction given to the Israelites, right? Right here, this is Moses telling the Israelites the conditions of them being God's chosen people and the covenant they made, right? Check this out.
And this shall come to pass if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I have commanded thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So this is basically a fancy way of telling you, if you listen and do what God told you to do, he gonna bless you and put you above everybody on the face of the earth. It was already promised to him. You can read that in Deuteronomy 7 and 6, right? But it's prerequisites. It's the same thing with like your parents. If you want this new game, I need you to get straight A's, house got to be clean, blase, and then I'll go get you whatever, right? But if you don't do it, you're going on punishment and you might get a whooping, right? Go to verse 15.
Verse 15. But if it shall come to pass, if
Give me
thou
1 Kings 8,
not
47.
hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right, so now he's saying, but if you don't listen, then you're gonna get cursed. You know what I'm saying? So it's two sides of this coin, right? Go to verse 46, and then after that, go to 68 for me.
Verse 46, and it shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So we know what a sign is. It's an indicator, right? The same way we see Merit Coffee, this is how we know where the coffee shop is. The same way you see 360, this is how you know where 360 is. You know what I'm saying? These curses are going to be upon this people as a whole, upon their seed forever. You know what I'm saying? So these people will be going through this, and this is how we can tell who the Israelites are. Go to verse 68, bro.
Verse 68, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
You familiar with the story of Exodus, bro? So
yeah, that's when he said he's gonna put all the swarms and shit. And
yeah, on Pharaoh and them.
Yeah.
See, the Israelites were going in, they were in captivity, in hardcore bondage and servitude to the Egyptians. Moses went to Pharaoh, told Pharaoh, let my people go. The Most High hardened his heart, chased them out, split the Red Sea. Pharaoh and them got swallowed up. The whole world knew them at the Most High's might at that point, right? So in Egypt, it's synonymous to bondage when you think about the Israelites. The same way If you say you was from Dallas, Texas, got kidnapped, beat up in Fort Worth and left there, every time you go through Fort Worth, you're probably gonna think about that traumatic experience. The same way the Israelites at this time looked at Egypt, right? So when they hear Egypt, they like, damn, we finna go into slavery again if we don't listen to the commandments, right? But how?
Khan, I will, the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
But this time you go into slavery again with ships if you don't listen to these commandments, right? And then what's gonna happen?
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
It's not saying you're not gonna see Egypt again, but you're not gonna see this old Egyptian captivity, right? You're gonna see a new captivity, right? And this is what's gonna happen there.
And there ye shall be sold into your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
And then when you get there, you're gonna be sold for slave men and slave women. What demographic of people you know went through there, bro? It's us, bro.
Yeah.
This our true identity. We're God's chosen people. The so-called blacks, we're the Israelites of the Bible. We the real Israelites, and this is how we know, because biblical prophecy, archaeology, and history backs it all up. We're not just niggas, and our history didn't start 400 years ago on a ship, right? Give me Matthew 15 to 24, you can drop that slot, and then give me Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. This is why it's important to know this though, bro. Because if I ask you, would you believe Christ came for everybody? Say, hey, you ahead of the game, said real life, because I couldn't have said that. But it's just to back it up. Check this out.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 24.
Break it out.
But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
That's in red letter. Christ said he not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's why it's important for us to reclaim our heritage and know who we actually came from, because Christ didn't come to die and to save everybody. He only came for the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native man on this side of the hemisphere. Real life. That's it. And then this is the last one, bro.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13.
Bring it out.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
Whole duty of man is to come back, fear God, keep his laws, because we ultimately turned our back on him. Now to reverse that, we got to come back and start doing what he said. You know? But that's really the message though. We're the Israelites of the Bible, and we got to keep the faith in Christ and keep the laws, statutes, commandments, if we want to be above everybody.
That's right.
Real life. Yeah, man. What's your name, bro?
Lee.
Lee? Yak, bro.
Matt?
Yak.
Yes.
Yeah. Get a card from one of my brothers, bro, and tap in with us. Real life.
Who got the card?
Check. Got you. All praise. All right. And with that, I'm going to get call halal, y'all, but I'll shoot me outside and say shalom.
Shalom.
Yeah.